Right now, Amazon is paying people like you and I literally millions of dollars. So in this video, I'm going to show you the first steps to take to start getting paid at least $100 a day directly by Amazon without working at the warehouse or driving around an Amazon truck all day. And I know that this is possible for you because I actually sell on Amazon myself. And over the last couple years, Amazon has sent about $4.3 million directly to my bank account. Now, of course, I do have expenses and that's not all profit, but that's money that Amazon has directly sent me. So in this video, I'm giving you all the strategies I use to turn my Amazon business into my full-time income so that I can work on my own terms and my own schedule. And one of the best parts of this is that I don't spend a dollar on ads, marketing, or even making a new product. And you're going to be able to make your $100 a day selling simple, boring, name brand, repeatable products. If that sounds good and you're willing to work hard right now, let's jump in. Because the way you can start digging for your share of Amazon profit is by looking at products like this, simple name brand products that, for example, sell for $8 on the brand's website. And then on Amazon, we can sell this exact same product for $23. Plugging this into SellerAmp, which is the software I use to source all of my profitable inventory, I can see I'm actually going to make $8 in profit every time I spend $8 to buy this item. And you can see that's exactly what this small business right here is doing down here. They're winning the current buy box button. So on Amazon, whenever you see the add to cart button, basically all sales on Amazon go through that add to cart button. And the way you can win this button by being either an experienced Amazon seller or completely brand new is by having a competitive price and a competitive shipping speed. So in this example, you can see that this product is sold by this small third-party company right here, and it's shipped directly from Amazon. So what this third-party seller right here is doing is they're buying these items from the crocs.com website. They're shipping them into Amazon FBA using a software called Boxem. And then once Boxem gets those products checked in at Amazon, you're going to start making sales directly to the customer. And when anyone across America opens up this listing and wants to buy this particular Crocs charm, they're going to buy it from you and you're going to get paid. And in this example, you can see this product actually sells over 50 times a month. And every time it does sell, remember, we're making $8 in profit. So if you were the only person selling this listing, you'd be making $400 a month or so on just this single product. Obviously, in this case, we do have some competition. So you can see there's about 7 sellers that are competitively priced right around the $23.78 mark. So what this really means is on this product, you'd probably make anywhere from 8 to 10 sales per month on this product. But the nice part about selling things like this on Amazon is, like I said, there's no ads, no marketing, no management needed, anything like that. It's just simply buy the product, send it into Amazon, and wait till it sells. And now that we have an example of how this business model works, you can see an example product. Let's use this single example to find a ton more winning products. This is something you need to replicate. And if you want to follow along, you can grab a 2-week free trial of SellerAmp. But basically all we'd want to do is based on the idea that this seller has already successfully sourced a name brand product. So the chances that they have other name brand products that we can source profitably from other big websites is extremely high, right? They've already done the legwork of finding those items. Now we just need to see which of the items they sell are still profitable so we can hop on this listing with them, right? So jumping into the bare basics here, I can see on every listing that this person is selling, I can see the max cost. So I can see exactly what I would need to buy this product for me to make my ideal profit. In this case, I usually like to make about a 30% return on investment and about $3 profit. When you're a brand new Amazon seller, you're not really going to have any idea of what typical products sell for, anything like that. If you do have any personal interests, so let's say you're really into makeup or really into Legos or something like that, right? That can be a good starting point because websites to get things cheap and the brand that people like to buy and that kind of thing. And that's a little bit of a jumping off point, but if you don't have anything like that, don't worry. It's not a big deal. I'll sell anything under the sun, to be honest. So like in this example, I can see the Switch video games like $29 from Best Buy. I doubt we're going to be able to get this for the $15 that the SellerAmp extension is telling us we need to buy this for. Hopefully that makes sense on a basic level. All we're doing is saying, hey, can I buy it for this price? If yes, let me buy it. I'm buying an item. If not, keep on scrolling. And the way that you get really good at selling on Amazon is by being able to answer that question more and more without opening up future Amazon listings. So just the more you look at products, the more you understand what discounts you can create, the more you're going to be able to save your time. So like in this case, I can see a lot of these are like $20. So another thing we can do on these listings is filter down to specific categories or specific brands. So let's just check out this brand. They have the most of it. So clearly they're pretty good at sourcing it. And we can see what items that this brand is. So in this case, it seems like it's like some kind of a spice brand. Definitely not the fastest sellers in the world. You can see it's 13 sales a month, 25 sales a month, and so on. So in this case, let's see like this sweet paprika or something like that. It's a 2.4 ounce. How much is the 2.4 ounce? It is $11.29 and we need to buy it for $10.82. So unless we can find some kind of coupon, which a lot of times we can with a free Chrome extension called Capital One Shopping. So I'm just going to go in here and add like 10 of these to my cart. And again, this isn't like the fastest seller in the world. I wish it was a little bit better, but this will be a good example of running through potentially when we can make items profitable. So that's a really big thing. As I'm letting this run here, I want to talk about how important that is to make items profitable. And basically what I mean by that is typically when you look at like just the standard retail price, there's almost always going to be a way to get that product cheaper than what this price says right here. here, and we'll jump through a couple of those examples as we're going through the video. The first and probably easiest way to do it is by checking coupons, which in this case, it seems like, yeah, they're saying we have the best price. So not really any room to create some profit on that particular website. We can see what else they have here. So they've got like some kind of another kind of spice here. Let's see, what is this? This is a 1.5 ounce selling for actually a little bit more sales per month, selling for 20 bucks. We can buy this for $8.50. We're going to be making profit. And yeah, so in this case, I think this one actually is profitable. So you can see 1.5 ounces right there. And this is $7.50 for the 1.5 ounces from the brand website. So yeah, here's a better example, right? So just based on the fact that this seller sells one profitable item, we immediately found another profitable item that they're carrying, right? So in this example, I see we'll make about $4 per sale on this one. And I can see we got about probably 3 other real competitors who have a good price and FBA shipping speed. So again, not a major home run. You'll probably sell maybe another 8 to 10 of these every month. I do typically find this to be an underestimate, which is good. I'd rather underestimate and I don't get stuck with inventory. So yeah, I'd say probably another 8 or so a month right here. And again, to hit that $100 a day milestone, all it is just by piling up as many small wins like this as possible. And of course, every now and then you'll stumble across a major home run product, which let's just keep it rolling and we can see if we can find any other super good items here. So I want to see if we can zero in on something that sells a little bit faster. I'm just seeing, yeah, this seller's clearly making a lot of money on these like slower selling items. And I wouldn't be afraid of selling stuff like that, especially like I said, a lot of times it sells a lot faster than I think, just off an initial check. But let's see what else they've got. So it seems like they've got some bras or something like that. Again, I'll sell anything under the sun. So it seems like this seller's on the same page. They're selling like glasses and they're selling spices and they're selling bras, and who cares, right? As long as the data looks good, that's the biggest thing that matters. And in this case, I can see we need to buy these for 25 bucks to make a profit. And let's see what size we were working with here. I also want to see, so there's a lot of different options with bras and stuff like that, of course. Another thing we can use is a tool called Keepa. This shows me all the data on basically every different variation on the listing. So on something like this, where it sells a ton combined between all the different sizes and colors and all that kind of stuff, what I can do is I can use Keepa once this loads in here, and I can see, hey, which of these sells for the most money, so that I can actually sell the really profitable listings, basically. Like on this example, I can see like this lilac one right here is $48. And so what I might even do is go to Google and then punch in lilac in quotations. That way I know if anyone has it, it pretty much has to show up, and I'm not seeing it in that case. So we can just keep on chugging along here. Let's see, they've also got a navy and some of these like vanilla ones. And again, I'm just looking for the ones that are like more expensive. You can see these are like, this one's like 26, this one's up to 48. You can also filter this, by the way, as well. So I can filter by this one right here, selling for $71. Typically what I want to see is the price moving around a little bit. That's usually a sign that it is actually selling. Whenever you see a super flat price line, just a little nugget, like usually it means that the sale price isn't rotating between different sellers. There's no competition going on because there's no sales happening. Whereas if I see something like this, I can see the price jumping all over the place. And in this case, it seems that price even worked its way up over time because it seems to be like a fairly popular version of this bra right here. So let's see, 38. It's like a white one right there. We can even just put like vanilla in quotations. And let's see, so maybe from Walmart right here. And yeah, checking our sources here, I do see that we have like a white option. I'm not seeing this like vanilla one that they were calling it. Let's see, these are the ones that are like $35. And yeah, so at this point, I'm seeing most of these are like $22 to $18, 20 bucks, that kind of thing. And right here, we're already getting to a point in our filtered list where the lower we go, the lower the price is. So like at 35 bucks, it's already not super interesting. It's already a little bit more expensive than that $17 max cost. And with something like bras, we're gonna have a lot of returns. So you need to make sure your profit is really good if you are gonna sell something like that. So we can also check out and see any of these other brands that they're carrying. Like for example, it seems like they're selling some of these like reading glasses or something like that here. Let's see, what are these going for? We need to buy these for 15. I'm seeing multifocus going for like 35 right there potentially. Let's see, we've also got this one right here. It's like a black red or something like that. We need to buy it for 10.44. And let's see, black red readers. This would be interesting. If this is the same listing, we'd be able to split it, take that 3-pack apart, and they'll be like $7 each, $6 each. Let's see, or maybe that picture was a little bit messed up here. So saying it was 17 for 3, and it's actually, check this 3-pack here. So it's normal price for a 3-pack there. So let's keep jumping back into this store here. Yeah, so as I'm looking through here, I see a lot of these max costs are decently high. And again, the estimated sales aren't super high. So typically as I'm looking through products to sell, I'm usually going to look really closely through the first like 5 to 10 in a certain brand or category. And again, just doing some quick checking here. And then I'll usually move on to a new brand or category. And as far as like storefront stalking one particular store goes, if you're looking through a store for more than like 10 minutes and not finding anything, usually I'll just go on to the higher quality storefront. And a really big, just like quick nugget is to write down any of the stores that you found a lot of profitable products from, because then you can keep coming back to that store and getting some new inspiration basically. But let's check out some of these other brands here. So like Tommy Copra, I don't actually actually know if I've heard of this before. Let's see. So a lot of these seems like this sells pretty well, some kind of compression bra or something like that. And this also has a pretty high price on Amazon. So the chances that we can find this profitably are a little bit better. So let's see. These are like $50. What do we need to buy them for? Like 48, 44. Okay, we could be onto something because I also see there's this coupon right here. So worst case, we could buy them one at a time for 40 bucks. I don't really want to do that. We can keep that in our back pocket, but a lot of times websites will have a way for us to create some extra profit like I was talking about earlier. Let's see if that's the case here. So they've got like beige, black. So on this one, they've got beige, black, mahogany. Seems like all the different colors we had here. Which one were these right here? This looks like the beige, just based on the initial color right there. They have the white one. They do have the white one, yeah. So this white one was looking the most expensive, those options. So I definitely want to check this one out. And yeah, so in this case, I can see it's selling for 83 bucks. The price over here is $50. So initially plugging that in, and this one sells a lot better, right? It sells like 600-700 times across all these different versions. So let's see, the white small right here, buying for 50. Worst case, we can buy them one at a time with that coupon for 40. But I also noticed down here in the bottom left, there's pretty much always a little blank like this on most websites where we can go ahead and punch in our email to get a discount. And I know what you're thinking, you don't need to have to make a new email every time you want to make a reorder, that kind of thing, every time you want to restock this item. But let's say this is your email address, it's mark@gmail.com. All you would do here is add a plus and then whatever you want. And this is going to look like a new email address to HSN, but it's going to send it to whatever's before the plus. That's just like a simple Gmail trick. And that we're basically going to be able to use that to get 15% off code that we can use over and over again. What we can do now is we can take that $50 minus 15%. And now we're making a really solid ROI, really solid profit per unit, which is important, especially in a category like this that's going to have a fair amount of returns, but there's plenty of profit baked in for this. So yeah, we're buying these for $42.50, and this one's going to be profitable because our max cost is $43.92. This one's profitable as well. This one is profitable as well. Let's see, do we have the pink one? The pink, I'm not seeing pink, so we'll have to skip that one. And that one's profitable as well, right? Or it's not quite profitable. This one's a little bit cheaper than the other ones. We have to buy this for 40 bucks. But there's 4 profitable items right there. On all these, I'd probably buy like 10 to 20, especially since this sells decently well. So in this case, obviously a little bit better of a product. Even if we only buy 10 of these, that's $200 in profit every month you can make from this. And because you're also going to be able to, I would assume, restock this over and over again, right? Because it's just sitting here at a price that we're able to renew whenever we want with this coupon code that we can generate. And that kind of adds to that total baseline, right? So there's 2 days a month of that $100 a month goal that you want to hit factored into just by this one product. We found 2 other products that probably add up to about that $100 a day. So just on that quick sourcing we've done already, you're about 10% of the way to finding enough products to be making $100 per day directly from Amazon. And of course, finding the profitable products is only the first puzzle piece of making your $100 a day on Amazon. So I want to quickly show you this. This is Boxem. This will be the last piece of software you need to start as an Amazon seller. So Keepa, SellerAmp, and Boxem, all those 3 combined are less than $100 a month. And this is basically going to track how much money your business is making. And in the short term, why you need it to start your Amazon business is going to make Amazon FBA shipping extremely easy and fast. So it's kind of one of those things to do if you value your time now that you're a business owner. And some of the bare basics, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and create a shipment. And through the process of making a shipment using Boxem, it'll walk you through step by step how to go from having these random products from a different website that show up at your house and being on the listing like we were looking at earlier, where you're that guy in the button that says sold by your storefront. So what you'll do is you just hop in here, you'll name the shipment, select a ship from address. And in this case, we're doing FBA, but you can also list your products via FBM through Boxem. So that's if you want to ship products directly to the customer. That can be a really good way to test items out, but typically you're going to make sales a little bit slower than using the faster shipping through Amazon. And then also if you use 2D barcodes, which are available through Boxem and you can't get them on Seller Central, these will allow your products to check in a little bit faster and you'll start making sales a little bit faster as well. So it's another kind of quick cash flow booster and pays for the tool basically. And I do have an entire detailed video breaking down how to make these shipments if you want to follow that along as you go. But the basics of it is you just create the shipment. It'll walk through these step by step right here. You will enter in the products that you want to sell. Here's like an example product I found the other day. You'll enter in what you want to sell it for, enter in your buy cost, enter in the supplier if you want to store that data, any important information about this product, and then you add it to the shipment. And you'll just repeat that for as many products as you want to send into Amazon. And again, Boxem will walk you through the entire process of getting that shipped off. But I just wanted to introduce this to you so you can know the actual back end of how do I track how much money I'm making and how do I actually get these products for sale and not just buy them and have a pile full of inventory at your house. But now you have all the basics in place to be able to hit that first $100 profit day selling on Amazon. When I first started selling on Amazon, this was my goal that felt insane, and I ended up hitting it relatively quickly. So have some faith in yourself. Just keep in mind that selling on Amazon is hard work. Basically, the first little bit of it is the hardest part, and then after that, it's restocking and consistently getting better at the skills you've already learned. If you do have any questions, comments, drop those down below in the comment section. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, that's a great free way to help me out if you found value in this. And if you're serious about all this and you're ready to get started making some money on Amazon, again, make sure you grab 2-week free trials of SellerAmp and box them down below. Those are the softwares you need to run your business. And if you want to see the next step of the process after we sourced products, which is shipping products into Amazon FBA in greater detail, click this video right here and you'll see the whole process.